It's just another day. Just another day. Good morning, guys. We've arrived at Glencoe yesterday and had a quiet day yesterday, unpacking and what have you. But this is the view we've got from the front of our caravan. Absolutely stunning. Sprocket and I just been for a shower. We're proper late today. We're going to go to do some shopping early because we haven't bought any shopping as yet since we've been away. Bought bits and bats like, but and then this walk is just right out of our caravan door. Visitor centre's next door to us. Went in yesterday. Sprocket bought a Highland cow key ring. Wanted one last year when we went to that place with horses. Heads. Oh, I can't remember. Anyway. And then last night we sat up here having a drink of beer. Sprocket and I. On the tables there, the benches provided. That ash ain't even broke yet. Just about breaking now. That's one late boy. Anyhow, I'll give you the 360. The showers are absolutely red hot. On a push button, but the one I was in, not a bother. Time went on for ages. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. If we just walk down here slightly, we've just got that shrubbery in the road there, don't we? When I did the 360, because just behind that is another cracking view. Look at that. And that was coming round to the one we just missed because of the tree. Just look at that. Honestly. Stunning. I know Yorkshire's God's country, but this is up there, isn't it? This is up there. Anyway, I'll walk down to the caravan. Just hung our towels up, Sprocket. Not kidding you, we couldn't have asked for a better pitch, and look at the size of that pitch. I'll show you when we get down, it's huge. Yeah, off 9:30 when we woke up. What's going on? It was that quiet here last night. I meant to look out and see the night sky, but once my little peepee shut, that were it. Never opened up again. Anyhow, can you see the white post? I'll take you down to it. That's the white post there. That's where our pitch starts. So metre and a half before we get to caravan. And then you go to here, get the awning out, not a bother. And it runs all the way to here, to this wooden box seat sort of thing. And that's the rear to our caravan. Honestly, it's beautiful. The weather's held scorchy, we've really lucky with the weather. The midges are keeping down due to the dry weather. Little Robin, he's come to look at it. He has got 2 legs. He's just put one up at flight control. Lovely. And we're greeted by the daisies. So there you have it. Glencoe camping and caravan site in the beautiful Scottish scenery. We're going to have our breakfast at, I don't know where we spoil, I don't know which way we're going to point, we spoil the views. I just don't know which way we're going to look. But I'll take you around Visitor Centre later, which I said I would, and we'll have a natter about the McGregor clan and the MacLeod. Well known in this area of Glencoe. It's 16, I'm not going to quote dates, but it was late 1600s. It happened, but we'll more about that later. I'm hoping you can do it. At the visitor centre, it says next tour is 2 o'clock.
I wonder if they take you inside. You might not be able to go inside.
No, but that's a reproduction of a turf house.
Step inside.
Centuries built structures like this were common in the Highlands, none survive today, so we hope you enjoy exploring this unique reconstruction inspired by archaeology excavations in Glencoe. Let's go and have a look. So, I'm going to switch on the McGregors and
You can scan there, if you've got your phone, you can scan that to learn more.
Yeah. So this was a type of hut building that the McGregors welcomed, well I wouldn't say welcomed the campers, but they invited them to stay on the very, very cold weather in the winter. And they stayed with them apparently for 2 weeks, so I believe. This is only my theory on the matter.
What's this, the Glencoe Massacre?
Yeah.
You're talking about?
Glencoe Massacre. This is only my, the limited information I've picked, so don't have this as gospel. This is like third hand or something like that. So anyway.
It's the gist, you got the gist.
They came up and stayed with the McGregors for about 2 weeks. And then a command came from King William to massacre the McGregors. Now at this point, from what I understand it, they weren't all McGregors. You know, there were other families, there were all sorts of families. Oh, I don't know if this is picking it. Oh, it will do, I think. We can film in low light with this camera.
Low light, it's pitch black.
Yeah. So the stone is the stone, and that'll be the cooking assembly there. And the pan on top. So yeah, they'd stop in here, they'd be drinking, telling stories throughout the winter. Just nattering in general, just having a good time. And the McGregors welcomed, I won't say again, welcomed. They asked them in. From what I believe, they were both as bad as each other, so to speak. But the command came from King William of England to massacre the McGregors.
But why did they welcome him in? Were they going past or something?
Yeah,
were they
the tradition in them days that,
what, to invite people into your home?
If people were in the Highlands, you've got to imagine that it was freezing.
Yeah, but how did? But yeah, but they must have been going somewhere for William to know.
It was all.
Young people walked in there, and you two walked in there.
Mr. Ben. so they're old now. We're young.
Just a thanks quite quick.
Oh, wouldn't that be good? Wouldn't that be
That'd
good?
be great.
Rearranged this massacre. All prearranged, the massacre already.
Yeah, but how did they lure them in?
They didn't lure them in, they came up to stay with them on the pretence that they were up this end, from what I understand. And it was unfortunate that King William picked the McGregors. It could have been anybody. Because he had to change the king and he wanted all the Highlanders to obey him.
I hope poor William, when he takes over king, that he's not evil.
So that's what they did, and what King William did it for was to stamp his authority. Unfortunate that McGregor's got it. Could have been the Campbells, could have been the McGregors murdering the Campbells, if they had done it.
All about power.
It was all about power and the King William instilling
The fear of the people.
into the Highlanders to obey him, because some were doing what they wanted, and they did anyhow, did what they wanted. But they weren't all McGregors that got killed, and they weren't all Campbells that killed them. There was also British officers and British army. I think one of the most feared British officers was involved in it.
So a bit like ethnic cleansing,
Yeah,
a bit like ethnic cleansing.
But yeah.
So it's gone through time, hasn't
It
it?
was all about power. And as I say, it was unfortunate that the McGregors got it.
So really, it's just like time. History keeps repeating itself, doesn't it?
But as I say, it was all about power. And all the ones that massacres weren't all McGregors. There was a bit of the McGregor clan, and all the ones who did it weren't Campbells. But there is a pub now in Glencoe, and it has on the door, no hawkers or Campbells
To be served.
welcome in this
To be served in this establishment.
establishment. And whether that's a pub
Come up this way so Grandma can take a picture.
anybody actually
But there's water over there I can splash in. Come on. I want to get in the water.
But in the Highlands, the McGregor Massacre was one of the most atrocious things that happened. You wouldn't ever have heard of it. 38 people, women and children and men were killed like that. And there was a young lad, I never know where they were. And he had a note on him to say that the king would honour their safety. And he showed that to the people who were massacring them. And I think it was a British officer who, one of the Scotch lads said, look, he's got a note here saying he's safe, the king's going to save him. And the officer just shot him in the head there and then. And that was the end of him. So I believe. It's very difficult to film due to the amount of public wandering about. And you can understand why they're wandering about, because we're very interested as well. Anyway, I'm going to knock this one off here. It's been long enough, I think, on the McGregors and the Campbells. I'll be off for now. And that was a McGregor Massacre, according to Steve. And read into that of what you will.
Well, research it on the internet. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
You'd heard about it, hadn't you? But
Yeah,
didn't know anything about it.
and I read
I'd
about
never
it,
heard
and,
about it, but I'm a thicko, so I'm not interested in history.
I didn't know it was the Campbells that had done it, but I'd heard about the McGregor Massacre. Anyhow, when I did the talking about the McGregor Massacre, I didn't have my mic on, but I've got it on now.
I'm not walking through woods, have I? I've got about trains on walking through woods.
So we'll have to walk back through the cafe area. We were going to go in the cafe, weren't we?
We were, but we've just had us dinner, haven't we?
We
And
just had
we thought, we'll just have a
dinner
quick
and a
coffee.
coffee, but we thought we'd have one. But reasonably big price, I should
Yeah.
imagine.
You get
£4.70 for a coffee.
Yeah,
Cafe.
and then you could have like a scone, cream scone for about just under a fiver, a chocolate donut just under a fiver.
Okay.
Kids' meals are all right. You get a kids' meal
For
£5.50. So, you know, if you bring children, that's not extortionate. You need to feed your kids, don't you?
And
Yeah,
you said it
drink.
looked good, didn't it?
Yeah, it looks quite nice. Yeah, the cafe's lovely. But like I say, we've only just had a coffee and a dinner, haven't
Yeah.
we? So
We would have had one.
If it
But,
had been
to
raining,
be fair, where we sat, the midges are out again, and loads of little insect
yeah, we can go inside.
beasties.
Keep going. It's very nice.
So we'll go through the cafe on our way out. And it's quite pleasant and clean and tidy.
Food looks
Right.
nice.
Conquering the Glen. That's the sort of food you can have. And we'll,
The Highland Coo Cafe.
what you say, Bev?
The Highland Coo Cafe.
The Island Coo Cafe, Bev, but you haven't got your mark on, so.
I have got my
Have you?
mark on.
Oh, well. Bev's gone incognito. There's the insider shirt. So this looks like an information area, and it's pioneers of the peaks. It pains me to think that people might pass on from a trip to Glencoe and still have clean dry shoes that have never left tarmac. Fair comment, I suppose. It's like the air ambulance. And what have we got here? Rescuing equipment, sledge. I wonder if that's been used in anger. First aid stuff, walkie-talkies, stethoscope, injecting needle, tinctures, linctures and stuff, large torch, and another sleigh above me. If that made it
It's a
out, we've got
stretcher,
some.
isn't it? Is it not, or is it to pull stuff on?
Yeah, pull
Is it-
people who's injured or stuff.
There's a thing there telling tale. I
Skis.
don't know if it's telling tale of the massacre or not.
It looks like they're climbing up mountain. Maybe to rescue someone, or someone being rescued. Wow, that's some mountain. It's not for me, that malarkey. I mean, it's alright if you like that sort of thing. But yeah, that's another sleigh there. Look, probably used by the mountain. It's a mountain rescue kit. All that is a mountain rescue kit of the 60s to 70s. They were hard in them days. Pair of boots there with crampons. Steel, but these yellow bits are protectors for the steel spikes. So we come across more stuff, more crampons and little foot sledgy type things. Ice axes and such, or whatever they call them. Meet the locals. You are listening to the legendary Walter Elliott, whose family pioneered mountain rescue in Glencoe in the days before there was a mountain rescue team. Walter's family has lived in the Glen since 1920s and worked the land as a shepherd. He started helping with mountain rescue in '46, working with his father and his brother Willie, and joined the Glencoe Mountain Rescue Team when it was formed in '61. Walter still lives in the little cottage in the heart of Glencoe today and enjoys watching the mountaineers climbing above. Well done, Walter. I would wonder if that's Walter's bike. That's probably a little cottage and now lives out his life. And tent above would be Walter's tent.
Been going,
Excuse me.
in that show,
Yeah.
showing in our cinema.
We'll have a look in here. No. Excuse me. Looks like the queue one, maybe. Maybe not a queue. Anyhow, I'll have a look in. Alright, cinema production.
Block of snow.
How heavy is snow? Well, that is one block of snow. I'd say, what, 18 inch square? give or take, I would say about
About
that.
28 kilograms.
Well, it takes, how many, 28 bags of sugar.
That's how heavy snow is in an avalanche.
So 1 square of snow in an avalanche, that's the size of that, weighs the same as 28 bags of sugar. Now that's a phenomenon. Well, that's blown my mind as
Yeah.
that. When you think about it, snow, you would have thought
Well, it
a
says
square block of snow would weigh that.
snow's heavy.
Very heavy, obviously. You'd have thought that. How heavy is a igloo?
A wigloo. A
An
wigloo.
igloo. How heavy is an igloo? I mean, just look at that. 1 block of snow. You never have thought that. Well, I wouldn't have thought that anyway. If you
Well,
would
in
have
an
done,
avalanche, because it's compressed snow, it's not just like fluffy snow, it's compressed, isn't
yeah.
it?
But anybody who would have known that, put it in the comments,
Yeah.
because
I suppose people think if
amazing.
they've never been involved in an avalanche that they'd just be able to get your way through it because it's soft.
Yeah.
But it's not, it's compounded and it's heavy.
I mean, that's what you call putting weight on.
Have you
Anyway,
had 28 bags of sugar?
I've had 28 pounds on me either. This last 12 months. I need to shift some poundage. Well, that's another story. Adios for now. Come across this little area. We've gone for a woodland walk. We're not going to take you around the woodland because we've done that already. But don't know what these are. Structures, maybe a wild haggis hut. And it looks like, oh, it's darning. Darning. Weaving, weft work. There, look. You're making fur owl jumpers, I should imagine, or something.
It's not dawning.
Well, wefting, weaving. And then there's a structure here, wood. Maybe there's talks in here. But it's really, really, really hot. We had to come out of the visitor centre eventually. It was just stifling. And we're on a little walk. I think it takes about an hour. So if there's anything we see, I'll bring you back on. But we're not going to say we've took you on enough walks for now. Huh? We're what?
I thought it said 30 minutes, or 30 minutes.
Yeah, 30 minutes. It's about a mile, it says. But when you're walking a mile uphill, it takes a bit longer than the normal mile. Yeah, I suppose 30 minutes is about right, isn't it?
Yeah, because you walk a mile in an hour.
I think we should be going up there, Bev. I think we should follow yellow. It's set off. I think, well, it said you do yellow on that post, weren't it? But
Go yellow, but this is yellow, black. If you come from
yeah, that one's the black and blue one.
Okay.
So you just follow the yellow.
No, that was like a billion years ago. Oh.
Just passing people.
The viewpoint.
Huh?
We're going to the viewpoint, aren't we? Supposed to be.
I don't know.
Viewing platform or something.
We're on the yellow, black and blue route, but I think we're doing the yellow, and the one we passed up there just had black and blue on. So oh, we're back at the house. We're back at the house.
Well, let's see if it's yellow there. Might walk past the house, mightn't you?
Yeah. I never saw anywhere out of there, but who knows?
Well, it seemed to take you round, didn't it?
Yeah. Seriously, don't follow us, guys.
No,
It's not the best. We're back at the turf house.
Yeah, let's go back from here then.
You can donate now by credit card. Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, times have changed.
Anyhow, yeah. See you in a bit. It's just another day. Just another day.